when we agreed to go, right, what we're going, and there was never any, what about us, what about us? It was just like, right, what's the big picture questions and get them over. And I think that's what it should be the way forward, because clearly, it's the very notion of having these meetings and having people like us at these meetings is fucking unheard of normally. So hopefully more guys like us get in there and they can get there, because as Peter Lawwell said to me at the end that, he said, we have to get our message out a lot better than we're doing, and we have to explain things better. So hopefully, this is going to be an ongoing process for them, and they might actually, and you know what, and I tell you, because I would say right now, there would be fucking hell to pay if they ever done anything like that kick-off again, given the fucking barracking they got about that. So hopefully, even just wee things like that, whatever happens at the club, things like that, fan consultation for the entire support happens first. That's the most important.
I think people need to be made aware as well that you guys took this with all seriousness. I mean, we had a Skype conference more or less the night before. Or sorry, what night was it we had it?
It was the Sunday. Was it Sunday night or Sunday night?
Sunday night, yeah, Sunday night, and to discuss what.
No, it was Thursday. Thursday night.
Was it Thursday? I don't know. To discuss what was going to be said and what was going to be talked about. Just to make sure things got said that were pertinent. And so,
yeah.
I mean, and I want to ask this question: is like you mentioned John Paul Taylor was part of bringing this around, yeah.
Yeah.
So he needs to be given massive credit and be commended for having the vision to see that this is what's needed. You need to bring the fans in, and maybe it's more guys with his mentality that are needed, obviously.
Well, Joe, I mean, he does it because I tell you, even just speaking from my personal experience, he has to put up with me almost every day, screaming, ranting and raving about stuff. And we've had some unbelievable blazing arguments around things like this, because I would say, oh, fuck that, hand-picked meetings, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, no, it's got to change. It's got to be different people. We've got to bring everybody in, boom, what you need to do. Club wants you there, this, that, and next thing. We're all listening to shows, all that kind of thing. We want you to put your point of view across. And it took us a long time to bring us to the table in that respect. And it took, then you've got to fucking organise all these different people. Guys are flying in from Ireland. Fucking Tam Donnelly was there from Canada. It's a big fucking undertaking. And then you have to have a meeting that people can actually speak. And I don't know what Jason thinks, but I thought that his actual MC in it was absolutely brilliant. He was.
I did as well.
He gave you a nod when you put your hand up for a question, so you're next, that kind of thing. Yep. And it kept it flowing, which is not easy.
And if someone put their hand up that maybe hadn't said a question before, he made sure he went to them first for somebody like me or you that was rabbiting away. It was like. But see, I want to go back to the point as well. See, when we spoke about the change in the kick-off times, the bit that got me, especially, we spoke about this, Paul, was when I went back to him on it, and I says, I think you've missed the point here, Peter. I says, I think it's the communication between you guys and us, and actually telling us why you changed it. Oh, I thought we said that. And he was looking about as if to, it was so you could spend more time with your family and stuff. I was like, I go to mass with my family at 12 o'clock on a Sunday. And it's like, but you're just saying to yourself, you're just chucking this out at people and not telling people why. See, and so basically I said to him, see, anything you do that impacts Celtic supporters, tell us why you've done it. Mm-hmm. Is that so hard? And that was a part of the point. Exactly. So that's, they need to get better. I mean, they can't get much worse, put it that way. The only way is up, as Yaz said. she copied that for a Northern Soul number all the same, so I wouldn't give her any credit.
I think we should play it with that today, should we?
But it's just they're not going to get everything right. Because, see, I think some things that they do well, they've got cracking deals in the transfer market with Victor Wanyama and stuff like that, Gary Hooper. They've got some, and obviously they've got Guidetti. If we can get Guidetti for a couple of million, there you go. And by the way, I think we should mention as well about Guidetti, it was quite important. We can sign Guidetti, and he says we're going to try everything we can. So he says, fingers crossed we can get him. But he says there's obviously a lot of variables come into play, and he's got advisors. He says, I think the boy would probably sign for us, but his advisors maybe not let him, because his advisors want to see what's on the table for him. And if an English Premiership team comes in and trebles the wages that we can offer, then he might go to them. But I think, but he did say we've got a very fair chance of signing them, and we're going to try everything we can. So you've just got to take that as value.
He said him and Dyla have already spoken to him and his representatives.
Yeah.
He also made the point about people, getting stick for selling players, because there was a bit about, how do you get heroes if you're all selling players? He says you have to understand, and I think he mentioned Wanyama, Foster, and Hooper all quadrupled their wages when they left Celtic. Mm-hmm. So it's hard to compete with that,
And the thing is, we're realists as well. I know for a fact. See, Craig Bellamy, my brother met him. And he spoke to him when he was still playing with us. He says, I'd love to sign on. He says, I'm going to double my wages going back down to the English Premiership.
Yeah.
And he says, when you're doubling your wages, you're going from 35 grand to 70 grand.
Yeah.
And it's all right for us who are Celtic daft. He's Welsh.
Aye.
He's no Celtic daft.
That's your future every week, like.
And I don't know exactly what he does, but I think he does somewhere, a village in Africa. He sponsors a full village.
Really?
That's right.
I read a thing about him. Was it true he got his football skills from a YTP contract? Because he had a child at 16, and he went up on a YTP sort of physical education sort of contract, and that's how he became a football player.
I honestly don't know.
YTS, you mean youth training scheme?
Well, it was YTP in Belfast, YTS over there.
He's Welsh. He's not for Belfast.
I know, but I'm just talking about.
Thankfully,
you were able to decipher the international language of welfare.
I thought Wishy loyalist flip band.
I thought it was a fucking splinter group of the UDA or something like that you were talking about there. Well, I'll tell you one thing I do know about Craig Bellamy. The night before he played for us against the Huns at Celtic Park in his first game against them, the fucking Huns, two Hun bastards, knew where he was staying and fucking fired a big massive water gun at his window the entire night so he couldn't get any sleep. Phoned the police and nobody turned up.
There you go. Fucking what?
Anyway.
So it's like, as I say, there was certainly more positives than negatives. The struggle goes on to try and improve things. But the thing is, well, Paul, I think, see round about that table, there was a bit of expertise in certain fields in life, and they people run about that table, ourselves included, no blowing smoke up our arse. We're willing to give our services for bloody free. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? And Celtic should be taking that on. Sorry, Harry's asked in the chat room, I wasn't sure. Guidetti, he says, is Guidetti a Celtic player until May, or can he go in January? I'm sure we've got him for the season, Harry. Yeah. I don't know if Man City can recall him at any time as part of the deal. I'm unsure, but at the end of the season, he's out of contract.
Yeah, it's nobody else can speak to him until January. We can now and are doing, so we're in the driving seat. Peter Lawwell said they spoke to him, Darren Dale said they spoke to him, and I think Lawwell said something like, says the agent might be a wee bit like, calm down and see your options, but it sounds like Guidetti's absolutely desperate to sign and stay. And Man City, we've spoken about in the show, we've got a relationship with Man City. That's why we've got Ronnie Dyer there, Guidetti, Ambrose, Vito, and all these guys. So, if we could nick in, I think if we could, but he definitely said 100% for our own people, we can sign him and we want to sign him. So, fingers crossed.
Well, remember, John Guidetti's 22, so he's got a full career ahead of him, regardless if he stays 4 years with us or 2 years.
Oh, God. Joe, you buy him for 3-4 million now. He'll score 30 goals a fucking season in this league. You'll sell him for fucking 15, 20 in 5 years.
Absolutely. And plus he'll be a hero when he leaves. It's a good times. Jesus, I love the way things change so quickly.
And I love that I'm not frightened to say I'm an arsehole.
Oh, fuck yeah. Listen. The reason we do this show is that, it's cathartic. It gets the arsehole out of us. You know what I mean? I leave my arsehole on this podcast. Oh, that sounds bad.
The thing is, I'll never be ashamed to say I'm just a daft football fan that likes shooting for the hip. Do you know what I mean? If I don't like things, I'll say it. When I'm in that stadium supporting Celtic, they'll get 100% support from me. I'll never be a dissenter. I'll never boo players. I'll never do anything like that. I'll always get behind the team because that's the team that I love. And that I was really glad that Ronnie Dyler made that point as well. That he wants the Celtic fans to love the players and he wants the Celtic fans to drive the players on. He specifically spoke about the away crowd. He kind of insinuated about the GB, about the Green Brigade, how they get behind the team. But he wants to create this atmosphere in the stadium when it's a chasm of Celtic fans gone absolutely tonto and everybody getting behind them. And if we've got young kids that are playing with us, if they make an arse of something, cheer them on, cheer them back to their feet. Don't boo them, don't say that shit. Get behind them, and he says you're only going to make them better. Because he says, look at Guidetti now. He says Guidetti loves it. He says he can't wait to get out in front of the fans again. He says, but for a young laddie, as we mentioned earlier on, a young laddie, 20-year-old, when you've got a baying mob as supporters. I mean, we used to say about Pookie, we used to say, celebrate a goal. But you maybe don't think the guy's in the early 20s. He's played shit. You know, fans are sort of grumbling when he gets the boy scores. Maybe he feels a bit inadequate. I don't want to sort of run up to him, you know, and it's just human nature. But hopefully we're seeing maybe the start of something, I don't know, something maybe a wee bit special at Celtic, and hopefully we can get the fans back.
Because, I mean, I tell you, I said to the PR guy, Ian Jameson, last week that he was talking about, fucking ground's empty, this, that, and next thing. And I said, Ian, I'll moan like fuck about virtually everything if I'm not happy with stuff. I said, but every time I walk up to that park, I still get a buzz. You know, when I'm going to watch Celtic, I still get the same buzz I did as a wee laddie, you know, going up to that park. And everybody, every Celtic fan knows what I'm talking about. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's paradise. And it always will be paradise. And but also, football's cyclical. It'll come back again. You know, I mean, they're talking about England and that. I say to that Jameson, he said, what do you think of England? I said, we go to the Premiership, you need to fucking put in our 40,000 seats in that park.
Aye,
you know what I mean? You'd be the biggest draw in fucking Scotland. Full stop.
And see a thing as well, Paul, I want to make the point now. They keep talking about, people keep looking at us with the League of Ireland, right? Scottish football will never be like the League of Ireland. No. For the simple fact that Scotland is football daft.
Yes.
Ireland's got GAA, it's got the hurling, it's got rugby, and it's got football. Yeah. And it's probably the same amount of folk like all four. But Scotland's only got football. We've got nothing. Well, you've done the borders, you've got rugby, and a couple of snobs in Edinburgh, you've got rugby. But apart from that, you know what I mean? And I don't mean Muirhouse Park.
I know, you'll see that was the deal of the
fucking that's passive aggressive.
I can't stand rugby anyway.
Exactly. I was saying to Paul on Monday on the way through, I says, in fact, you're more an Irvin Welsh than Irvin Welsh is, really, aren't you? Because Paul's show about the Asterix years, the gunner and stuff like that, that's what Irvin Welsh goes on about. He never drunk in it, but Paul did. So there you go. But, aye, so Scotland is football daft. Aberdeen is fit by daft. Dundee's fit by daft. You know, it's like we're a fit by daft country. So we just need to sort of channel it the right way, get the kids back on side, and aye, go from strength to strength. And as Johnny Mackay says, no fucking doom and gloom.
No fucking doom and gloom. Johnny Mackay, the mantra of Johnny Mackay. That's a song, the mantra of Johnny Mackay.
No, let me tell you two quick things about Johnny Mackay. First off, sending a venue, and if anybody needs the venue for the Premier or the charity screen, get in touch with me at LOVEST86 at hotmail.com. That's lovestreet86 at hotmail.com. Sending a venue and that kind of thing. Everybody, aye. Johnny Mackay thing, he said, can I get in half an hour early? I said, why? And he's like, because it's a free bar. Like, no. And then, doing a gig in Carluke on the 27th or the 28th of December, rang me, and John Mackay has been demanding the whole gig is a free bar. So I'm seeing a trend starting here.
Oh, aye. Johnny likes a drink.
Free drink?
Yeah. Oh, no, he'll pay his way. But he'll drink double.
He'll drink. Oh, man. Right, let's close it up with good and bad. Thought to Paul, good this week?
No, wait a minute. What? Let Paul with Asterix years. We need to find out about how he's feeling and stuff like that. Because the big day's nearly on the horizon.
I've got to go and take a whiz because this decanter of wine is working well.
Jesus Christ.
So Paul, what's the...
so right now we're in the midst of letting people know the venue for the Premier and the venue for the charity screener. and go through a hell of a lot of people right now, a lot of people know and that kind of thing. If, as I say, if you want to know if you've got a ticket for either, then get in touch with LOVEST86 at hotmail.com. That's lovestreet86 at hotmail.com, and you'll be furnished with all the details. Working a hell of a level up behind the scenes to make this hopefully a fantastic weekend. We've already screened the film, test screened the film in the venue. Sound was fantastic, picture fine, big screen, etc. Venue's ready to go. We're going to have screens there so you can get your photo taken in front of, or various sort of nice adverts, if you like. Let's say that. We're going to have two raffles on one raffle.